Hey y'all, today I'm going to show you how to create a community build, how to post it, how to get that on the website. I'm trying to go through and give you a little bit of information about it. Here we are first at the Noobs and Nerds website. To go into this, we'll want to go ahead and go into the forum support. And under Noobs, see the community builds. Then we'll go to Hotwire. And in here, you'll see you'll have the listing of the builds. And in here, he has a how to create your own community builds. And the first thing it gives it, basically what I'm going to cover is what he has right here. Go ahead, read through this, and understand it, and it will help you to kind of answer a bunch of the questions. So I'm going to go through and try to give you a video revision of what this all says. But this is where it's at: Noobs and Nerds community builds, how to create a community build. So it's here. One of the first things you're going to do is we're going to want to create a support thread. A support thread is there so that you're able to give information about your build, show stuff about your build, and the end user is able to reach you. We cater to a lot of newer users, and so with that being said, there's things that they have problems with, and they need some answers and need some help and some guidance. And we just look for that, so it has a place for them to post about your particular build, and they're able to speak to you directly, post a question, you can answer it. If you don't have time to answer forums and to check the thread, I suggest don't create a community build. You're going to have a lot of the same questions over and over. You're going to have to deal with people that have limited experience with Kodi. So if you're not a person that has the patience to do that, then I would suggest to not put a community build. Share your build with a few friends and leave it at that, because you will get a lot of the same questions. But if you still want to share your build, you want other people to see it, then great, go ahead and do it. But just know that it's a lot of work sometimes, and keeping things up to date is a lot of work. So as much as it sounds like, hey, it's great, I want to put my build up there and I want to see people be able to download it and enjoy it also, there's a lot of work on the front end and the back end. Sometimes the work on the back end, once you release it, is actually more. So it's enough for why we have a support thread. But you're going to want to create a support thread, and you'll see where it has release in these builds. I'll go through here and kind of just give you an example of a support thread. Simple format, released, and then the skin. Some basic information about the build. Sometimes if the build's been out for a little while, some people will do this different ways. I put the updates there on that edit the first post. They can see all of the edits. Each builder can do this stuff his own way. We do ask that this is pretty much standard, but any way that you add your other information is fine. You do it any way you want. But you're able to post videos, you're able to put pictures on here, people are able to see it, different information about like that. So let's go back. Let me go back a page, and you'll also see that information in the how to create. Right here, here's a quote of basic information of what information needs to be on that support thread. Once you create a support thread, one of the admins will see that you've created it, and they will give you the ability to be able to see the form that you're able, so you're able to actually put it on the portal. But sometimes that takes a little while. All of us are working and have jobs and families, and sometimes we won't see it. If that happens, go ahead and send us a private message and say, hey, I've posted a support thread and I haven't been able to get the form yet, and we'll change your status to a builder. But here's the information of what we're kind of looking for: the name of your build, basic information what's in it. So once you've done that and you have been approved to be a builder, you'll be able to get this web form, and it'll open you up and it'll actually have you log in. Now I'm logged on already, and on this screen you're able to see the different builds that you have created, the builds you've put up, things you want to edit, change, tutorials that you've put up, things, other content that you've submitted for use. And this is where you're able to actually go in and edit. Now I'll kind of show you one of mine. This goes back to this is the thread that will be made. This is actually kind of like, it's the community builds web page that they're able to see. If you were on an Android device, this would be what they look at, but it would look a little bit different. And here is like how mine is laid out. The name of the builder, name of the build itself, versions. Versions are used in here to know, what version is it, 1.1, 1.2, 2.3, whatever it is. We got zips, we got your GUI, forum link. Here again, you need to have that forum link that links it to the forum, a thread, that support thread you made. You've got numerous YouTube video guides that you're able to do it. Like you see here, I have a main teaser video. That's your label for this YouTube video. And you'll see that the YouTube video, the link is pretty small. And to get your YouTube video link, let's say I wanted to share this video. Say I want to share this video. If you look right up here, this number, letter number, this key right here, you'd want to copy that. Let's go back. That would be what you'd put here. You don't need the whole YouTube blah 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 blah. You just need that part right there. So it's right after the question mark. Right after the question mark, right in here. Okay, so that's all you need, and that would be your for the YouTube link, and then you'll name it. So sometimes people can have multiple videos. I have like a little teaser that kind of shows you a little bit, and then a whole walk through what the build is. You also have some thumbnail and which would be like a little bitty image of it. Fan art, which would be kind of like a big background that would be a little bit larger. Video add-ons, audio add-ons, program add-ons. You're able to list all that you have in there. What's in there? Skin that it's on, default skin, what sources, and again, you could put more information or less information in some of these add-ons, but giving the end user the ability to see what you actually offer. See, we also have some screenshots, and you're able to post screenshots that are able to be seen. I use PhotoBucket, so when I'm using PhotoBucket, you'll have a direct link. So if I was doing that, I would just copy that direct link. You're able to put it right in the spot here. Okay, so then you're able to have 10 pictures that are able to be seen. In here we have the what version of Kodi this is. Is this Helix? Is this Isengard? Is this Jarvis? That's been added recently. This is so that when a user, community portal, when they open it up, it actually checks to see what version they're using, and that will show them the skins that have been shown that work with that version of Kodi. Unless they check the show other versions, it will just show it. So if they're running Helix, it will show just the builds in Helix. Make sure you check to see which ones this works. Don't just check them all and you haven't done your own installation to find out, does it run on Jarvis. If you've done some tests and it runs on Jarvis, fine. Put it on there so that if they're running Jarvis, it will actually show that as one of their options. Adult content, default is no. If you have adult content, we want you to put, if it has adult content, put yes, so that it's filtered on their search. It's filtered to keep, some people don't want to see that stuff and don't want to waste the time installing something and find out they have a family and it's got all kinds of adult content. So choose this correctly so that, again, it gives the end user the ability to get the correct stuff. You've got public and private right here. What this is let's say you're doing some experimenting and you want to just test your build and see if it's working. You're able to make it private, and you can put an IP address in there. It will upload it to the portal, and only certain IPs, say if it was your own, you could put that in there. Only your IP would be able to download that build. Nobody else will see it. It would be just only your IP is able to see that. So let's say if you wanted to just share this with you and one or two of your family members, you could make it private, put their IP addresses in there, and only those IP addresses will see it and be able to download it. But for the most part, it's going to normally be on public if you're sharing it with everybody. Categories, the community portal gives you some options for what kind of content is inside it. All kinds of, just tick whatever you're able to, whatever content works for it. If you need to edit the countries, there is an option in Portal which it can actually filter out certain countries. So if you're German and you only want to see German builds, you can go through in there and click, and it will only show those builds. So if you have it in German, you'd want to do that. So depending on what country, and since I'm speaking in English, you'd probably want to be using USA, and for myself, I'll use UK, USA, Canada, and that pretty much covers the English language. That so that kind of, again, it gives the end users the ability to install the right stuff that they want. Push an update. This is a way of being able to reach your end users that have downloaded your build and say you have an update. You can check this, put in whatever is in this update, and they're able to see it. They'll see it within 30 minutes of you clicking this. They'll get a little pop-up saying, hey, there's been an update to this build. Do you want to go and update it? It will not run during a video. So if they're watching a movie, the software will not push them to see that. It won't show that update until they kind of come out of the movie. So that's a great way of keeping it from cluttering up somebody's screen with, and stop watching a movie. Okay, so that's the form. So let's talk about the uploading the zip. Well, let's do this. Let's go ahead and back up and go to how to create a backup, and I'll quickly go over that. Under settings, I got this. I'm on Kodi. I went ahead and logged in. We're going to go to maintenance. I'm going to back up. Under backup your content, a few options are here. We have the community builds, which is the NAN version. You have the universal version, and you have the full backup. This version here is the version that will actually make it the smallest, most compact. What it does is it removes all of the add-ons and the skins and the stuff that can be gotten from a repo. So it can take your build, and depending on your build, it can take your build and make it half the size that it normally would be through the zip. That changes from build to build depending on what's in there, how much fan art you have, because fan art actually doesn't come off of a repo, so the fan art would stay. But say you have a lot of add-ons, well, it will not download the add-ons. It puts a tag of some sort or a folder. I'm not sure exactly how that works, but it will just put a little flag on it so that it removes it out of this zip. But once it's installed, once your build is installed on theirs, it will say, hey, we've got to download all of these add-ons, and it will download the add-ons on the back end, making your build smaller, maybe a little bit more legal, but the size of the build will be quite a bit smaller depending on the build itself. And the user will download the add-ons, the skins, and all that stuff will be downloaded on the back end from a repo. So they would download the zip from wherever the zip is at, and then it'll go through there and download the add-ons and skins later. Universal build is the conventional way of creating a backup. This will work on any device. It changes the characters so that the paths, so that if you back it up on a PC, you back it up, create your zip. You can install that on an Android and an OpenELEC, a Mac, Android, whatever device you're able to put it on. So it goes on any device on the back end. It will just zip it up. All the add-ons are still there. It just shrinks it a little bit, doesn't shrink it a tremendous amount, but all the stuff is there. So once it's installed, it's in, it's done, and it's ready to go. So that's what a universal is. The full backup it'll back up a zip, but all of the paths are not changed, and it will only install correctly on the device that you backed it up on. So if you back this up on a PC and you have it's like a mirrored image is what it is. So it only will work on that exact device that you created the backup on. So you have your 3 different options of how you're going to do it. And I'm not going to click any of those, but you will click it, create your zip. That gives you your zip. And once we have our zip, where do we upload it? Well, you can use Dropbox. You can use a free Dropbox. But if your build is popular and you put it out there, I think Dropbox gives you 10 gigs a day. And a lot of times when a build is popular on the front end, you get a lot of traffic on it. And if you only have 10 gigs, and let's say your build is 500 megs, that's 20 people can download it a day. If it got popular and more people than that try to download it, it will lock up your Dropbox account. So you either have to increase your Dropbox by actually paying for it, or you can use a website like Archive. I use Archive here. So if it pulls up, I think it's coming. There it goes. Archive's a free website, archive.org. And you're able to upload your zip files as well, your zip, which is your full build, as well as the zipped up GUI. You'll upload both of those. And let's see, go back to this. And so, say we've uploaded the zip file. You will want to right-click, and I always copy the link location. And you don't want to do just the website. You want to do the actual link location so that it pulls up. It tries to grab that zip, not this page, because this page will not give them the right thing. You want to be able to actually get that zip file, and you will put that in your main build here. Do the same thing with GUI. On this one here, I have the GUI. You can see I have both there. Right click. There it is. Copy the link location. Put that right in there. Forum link, I'm not going to go through that. It's basically the forum link on Noobs and Nerds. So that's all set. And so you have all that stuff uploaded. You have it ready to go. You've put all that work into it, and you hit update the records, and it goes on up. Once you upload it, I would suggest testing it. Test it right away. See if it works. Wipe a device that you have at your house, because you already have a backup. So worst case scenario, you can always back up off your own content. Wipe a device, download it, see if it does it correctly. A lot of times you'll mess up right in here. You'll mess up where the zip is actually at. So you just want to make sure that path is correctly. If you see it download and install it and you're good to go, then hey, you did it correct. But a lot of times, even myself, I've made mistakes where I didn't correctly put this in here. I left a space or something, and it caused me a problem. But just take your time, get it in there right. Once you've done that, well, then your work is done, other than maintaining your support thread. this is more work than creating your build and sticking it on some wizard somewhere. And I'll be the first to admit it is more work. But a wizard does not give you the options that this gives you. This giving you all of the art, the pictures that it's able to give you, details of what's on it, descriptions. I mean, you have so much more in this than you would off of a wizard. You spent a lot of time creating your build, so I suggest that you spend the 15, 20, 30 minutes, if you're taking your time, trying to be real careful, that it takes to create this. Spend that time. Your build is worth you spending the time to get this all correct, so that when they're on Kodi and they're looking for a build, it's able to be found. So I hope this explains it. You're able to see all the different steps that you're able to go through and set it up, and I explained, what all this has to do with it. It looks confusing at first, but once you've done it, it's really not that hard. Just follow the step by step by step. All this stuff is all right in here. Gives you the same information. Post on our on the forum if you have questions, or on the thread for this video, and we'll try to help you as much as possible. And good luck creating your build, and hey, we look forward to seeing what you have to offer. Have a good day.